everybody, Christina here. I'm going to show you how to make the mechanism for the double slider card that is at the front of this video if you haven't been to my blog yet. If you go to my blog, you can see the rest of the instructions on how to make the card as I have it all outlined. This is just for the mechanism because it's easier to see than it is to read sometimes. So this card is 10.5 long by 4 7/8 wide. If you're not in the US, it's 26.7 centimeters long, 12.4 centimeters wide. And we are going to score this, first of all, into 3 different sections. I'm going to score it first at 3 1/4, which is 8 3 centimeters. And then I'm going to do it at 6 5/8, which is 16.8 centimeters. And then we've got it, do it at 10 1/8, right here, which is 25.7 centimeters. Ignore that little line. So we have it all scored, ready to go. Oops, there we go. Now, going forward, we're going to call this panel A. This is going to be panel B. This will be panel C. This will be the flap. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and fold these. Panel A is going to go in, but I still go ahead and do this on both sides. That way it lays nice and flat for us. And then the panel is going to go in. So basically the flap will go in this and face panel A. All right? There we go. Now, this, we need to make 2 notches on the top and on the bottom of panel A. So I'm going to be using the word window punch from Stampin' Up. It's an old punch. I don't even think they make it anymore. But this right here is about 1/4 inch wide. This right here. And then I'm going to stay about 1/4 inch from either side. And I'm going to do it right in the center. So I'm going to put the edge right up like this. And I'm just going to punch that out. And we're going to do it one more time. And then we're going to do the other side. Same thing, about 1/4 inch from either side. There we go. So clear those out of the way. Now we're going to have a little bag sliding through, so we're going to want to cut these little things off. So that's going to want to be straight. So that's why I say if you don't have the word window punch, not a problem. Just get your scissors and a ruler and just cut these out. Okay? So now I have this little bag. It's a pet bag. You can use a Ziploc bag. You can use your plastic grocery bags. Just some thin plastic, and you can tell I have lots of static cling at my house today. So we're just going to slide that underneath. And we're going to pull this over because I want this to be right about here. And I'm going to fold it just a little bit to keep it in place. Now I'm going to use some score tape. You can use tear tape, score tape, red double-sided tape. You can use glue dots. The only thing I say is don't use liquid glue, any kind of liquid glue, because your liquid glue is going to spout over the edges and it's going to stick to your cardstock and then your mechanism will be stuck. So just use this kind of stuff. So I am actually using score tape and it'll be in my supply list for you. There we go. We're going to burnish that down a little bit and then take off the paper. Maybe. There we go. Okay. Now this tape, once you have it all connected, this tape will keep it from going to the other side. So you want to have this to where it's at the very edge, and then bring your paper over or your bag over. Don't make it super tight because you want it to be able to move nice and loose, but you don't want it to be loosey-goosey either. So, and just make sure that it moves, and then cut the tail end off, like so. After that, we have 2 more pieces. These are 3 1/8 by 4 1/4. I forgot to get the centimeters, so I will have them down below for you. And I'm going to write on these front and front. These front is going to represent your decorated sides. Now you can decorate these after. That way, if you want to write front on them just as I did, you are more than welcome to, and I usually do because it helps me keep straight what in the heck I'm doing. So we're going to put, now remember I said this won't, see how it doesn't go around? So we're going to want this at the very edge, the piece with the tape. And then we're going to put another piece of tape right here. Okay. Take the paper off. Again, maybe because my hands are not cooperating today. We're going to take this front because this front is going to be the one that comes out this way. So this has to go down. And you want to center it in the center. Of course, center it back here with this. Now, one thing, because once you get this all put together, it's going to be really hard to pull this out. So pull this out just slightly. Get whatever ribbon you're going to use for a pull. Just like that. And put it here, and I'm just going to use a stapler. And I'm going to put it to where the bottom teeth part go in the back side. That way they're not getting caught on my mechanism. So the teeth are on the back side. So now I have my pulley on there as well. So now we have to put the other one out, the one that's going to come out this way. But see how I say if you go this way and you put the front on, you'll know exactly what you're going to see when you pull it all out. So this one, we're going to make sure this one's all the way over and in its position so we don't mess up our little bag. And we're going to put a piece of score tape down. Here we go. And we're going to take this piece off. Now since this is our front and we're going to pull it out, this one is going to go right like this. And your front is going to be up. Okay? So now if you pull on this, my hands are in the way, but if you pull on it, this is what you're going to get. Okay, so there we go. Now it's time to close it all up. This will be the front. Okay, this is the very front of your card. This size is big enough to where if you would like to use this as a card and a card only, because now you can go like this and have it come out like this, or you can have it the other way. And you can put it on a card front and have a place to write on the inside whatever you want. So the choice is whether you want this to show or not. So if you want to use this as a card itself, you're obviously not going to want that to show. So you're going to put some score tape here, and you're going to, this flap that's right here, you're going to take the score tape off, you're going to put that flap behind this. See how it's going behind? And then you will glue this like this. And it'll be just like a little pocket. All right? But if you're putting it on a card front, which makes it easier, I don't have to fiddle-faddle with anything. You put it on this side. Like so. Cut that off. And then you just close it up. Now, it leaves you a little room to where you can make this, because my card's really bulky. So you have room to kind of do whatever you need to do. But now you have a double slider card. And that's the mechanism part of the card. I really hope that you have fun. You just decorate these two sides, decorate the front, and you're good to go. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you have fun. I hope you'll go over to my blog if you haven't been there already and check out the tutorial for this card. I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. Bye now.